From this video you will learn what Belarusian dish draniki is like, why newlyweds attach door locks onto gates, why Minsk can be taken for Las Vegas. You will also visit a Belarusian supermarket and learn interesting facts about Belarusian coins.
Hello everyone, that is Dmitry. Today I am traveling to Belarus. There are several ways to go from Moscow to Minsk. You can go by plane, by train, by car or by bus. I am traveling by train.
Trains for Minsk depart from Belorussky railway station, which is obvious judging by the station name. And Belorussky railway station is located in the very heart of the Russian capital. Thus, if you arrive early and have time, you can spend it in one of numerous coffee houses here. My train is called Lastochka, swallow bird. Lastochka trains are with seats only, and they are common in Moscow region. It takes around 7 hours to get from Moscow to Minsk. Of course, 7 hours is not a little, considering that the distance between Moscow and Minsk is about 700 kilometers only. Compared to Japan, the situation is not so rosy. For example, a shinkansen bullet train covers the distance of about 500 kilometers between Tokyo and Osaka in around 3 hours. However, if you choose between train or plane, I would prefer a train to travel to Minsk. Since the road to and from the airport, check-in for the flight and other procedures take a lot of time and effort. And in case of train, you just get inside in the very center of Moscow and there is no need to think about anything.
Russian citizens when enter Belarus do not need special permits or documents. The point is that Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and Armenia are members of the customs union. Thus, travel between these countries is similar to the situation in the EU. So my trip to Minsk from Moscow is a sort of travel inside one country.
I won't say that the time on the road flew rapidly, but finally we arrived in Minsk. One-way trip cost me around $33. The first thing you see when you exit Minsk Central Railway Station are two 11-story towers in the Stalinist Empire style. The towers are called the Gates of Minsk. They were built in 1953 and ordinary people lived in them. Apartments were given to railway workers. And now we are in the upper town or the High Market. This is the historical center of Minsk and one of the favorite places for tourists and residents of the city. The upper town began to be built in the 16th century as a new center of Minsk after the city suffered from fires and raids of Crimean Tatars. It was a place of residence for wealthy citizens. Today in the upper town you can see well-preserved and restored buildings of the 16th, 18th centuries. And the European spirit of the Belarus capital is felt the best in the upper town. People come here to admire the old architecture, sit in cozy cafes, listen to street musicians given the weather is good, of course. The place also offers excellent spots for selfie shots.
Behind me there is another attraction of Minsk, Troitskaya Podvodye. It could be roughly translated as the Trinity Farmstead. Let's go there.
In the Middle Ages, the trading area was located on the other bank of the river Svisloch. However, during the Soviet era, many buildings were demolished. They were restored only in the second half of the 20th century, and in 2004, the western part of the Trinity Farmstead received a protected status. Now, Trinity Farmstead is also a popular tourist destination and a pleasant place for taking pictures. However, I would not say that I'm very impressed. By the way, these locks are hung by newlyweds during wedding ceremony. Such door locks symbolize a strong marriage and are usually inscribed with the names of the newlyweds. This tradition is common in many countries of the former Soviet Union. You may ask, are there language difficulties for Russians in Belarus? My answer is no. In everyday life, the Russian language is widely used here. However, in case the Belarusian language is used, it could be easily understood by Russians.
And though it is not the Russian language, I can easily understand the meaning.
After a long walk, I got a little bit hungry. It's time to eat something. Of course, the best choice in Minsk is to eat something local. Thus, I went to a traditional restaurant and ordered draniki. Draniki are potato pancakes with various additives. This time my draniki are with beef meat inside. So you dip them in a sour cream and eat. That's good. Okay, now we can continue the walk. Generally, in Minsk you can feel the spirit of Soviet times. I have already told you about the Soviet buildings in front of the station. If that was not enough for you, let's dive into the subway. Look at this token. It's a real time travel. I thought they were already in the past, but no, and that's great. The metro in Minsk is not as majestic as in Moscow, but it better conveys the spirit of the Soviet era. Trains are also old and remind of Soviet times. Another place where you can plunge into nostalgia for Soviet times is the central department store. The sales system is organized like in the old Soviet times, from behind the counter. In addition, decor also contributes to immersion in the past. If we are talking about shopping, let's go to a department store in one of Minsk residential areas. As you can see, the assortment is in a wide range. I also provide you with some prices so that you could have better understanding. Generally, I don't see much difference with similar stores in large Russian cities. In addition, some brands are sold both in Russia and Belarus. If you are in Minsk for the first time, you can easily take it for Las Vegas due to a large number of casinos. They are everywhere here. The gambling business in Belarus is flourishing. Guests from Russia come here, since in Russia casinos are allowed only in specially designated areas, which are limited. The main point of concern is how not to spend all your money in one of these gambling houses. By the way, speaking of money, some Belarusian coins can be misleading. This is 2 Belarusian rubles. Does it remind you of anything? That's true. Below is 1 euro. Find the difference. And yes, they cost almost the same. That's another interesting fact from Belarus.